This is completely unacceptable. These meters are a clear violation of the community guidelines, and they must be removed by Friday.
It started with a notice taped to my door, printed in bold red letters like a threat. The HOA claimed my property was non-compliant and warned that utilities would be shut off if I didn't immediately follow their directives. No hearing, no conversation, no warning call, just authority on paper. I knew something was off because my property wasn't just another house on the block. It had a dedicated power line, one that existed long before the HOA ever formed. That same afternoon, an HOA Karen showed up with a clipboard and an attitude. She walked around like she owned the street, pointing at meters and poles, loudly explaining rules to no one who asked. I calmly told her she didn't have jurisdiction over that line. She laughed, waved her hand, and said the words, "Every HOA abuses the most. We'll handle it." Less than an hour later, the power went out. Not just at my place, but down the entire stretch of road. I stepped outside and saw her standing by the breaker box, arms crossed, smug smile on her face like she'd just won something. She announced loudly that this was what happens when residents don't respect the HOA. Neighbors started coming out, confused, checking phones, asking questions. What she didn't know was that the line she shut down wasn't residential. It was classified infrastructure. That cable fed an auxiliary medical facility less than a mile away, a place with patients on machines that don't care about HOA rules. Within minutes, emergency generators kicked in. Sirens echoed in the distance. The smug look on her face faded when police cruisers rolled in, lights flashing red and blue across her clipboard. She tried to explain. She tried to shift blame. She even tried to say she was authorized. She wasn't. Authorities asked one simple question. Who touched the breaker? Silence. Then fingers pointed. That's when everything changed. What she thought was a power move turned into a federal violation. Interfering with protected infrastructure isn't a warning level mistake. It's a charged level one. The HOA board arrived next, suddenly very quiet. No yelling, no threats, just panic and whispered conversations. Lawyers were called, statements were taken, and the same HOA that threatened me earlier that day was now begging for the situation to be handled internally. It couldn't be. It's the end of the night. The power was restored. The breaker box was sealed by authorities. And the HOA received a cease and desist order they couldn't ignore. The Karen removed from any enforcement role. Pending investigation, the board. Facing legal exposure they never saw coming. And that's the thing about HOAs. They rely on fear, confusion, and people not knowing their rights. But the moment real authority shows up, their power disappears instantly. So if there's one lesson here, it's simple. Rules don't outrank the law, and clipboards don't beat consequences.